welcome everybody to the Hooligan Sports Podcast Season 2, Episode 16. We got
Episode 16, The Gemini Man.
we got the usual suspects with us, even though
What up?
you can see four of them right now. We got Boostas with us, even though he's got no video.
He's got no
Um,
clothes on right now. That's
He's
why.
naked, unfortunately. He's at
He's-
home.
Buck naked.
On a golf cart.
He's actually at work right now.
Just out here wilding.
One of the essential workers at Industry Hills Golf Course. The golf course has to be open. It's time to open up those golf courses, and Boosters is on the front lines as we speak. Isn't that true,
What do
Boosters?
you think?
He's not
Oh,
even
man.
listening, is he?
And he's gone.
He's not even there.
Yeah, I'm just about to leave the pro shop right now. Leave the work.
Well, guys, we actually got some actual good news as
Bye.
far as he's working in real time. We actually got
No
actual
day-
good
no
sports
days off.
news this week.
No days off.
The fact that MLB has a plan. They got 12% of a plan.
And that plan is Plan B.
Wow.
And it's been approved by the owners.
So the owners have approved.
Can we take a
the
moment to
plan.
acknowledge the solid Guardians of the Galaxy reference that
Thank you,
DJ just
Christian.
dropped?
Thank
You're
you, Kristen.
welcome.
Somebody got it. Somebody heard
12%
it.
of a plan. I have a plan.
I got 12% of a plan. Yeah. So there's a plan that's been approved by the owners right now to basically start the season back up. Official opening day would be, I think, 4th of July, right?
4th of July weekend. Yes, 4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend. And also, spring training 2 would start mid-June. And the biggest thing of all is it would be played with no fans.
Which is
Yes.
fine.
Which, at this point, like we're saying, if that means we can get sports back, we take it.
At a decent hour. Nothing against nothing against KBO baseball. That's been pretty fun to watch whenever I've had the chance to watch it. Which, by the way, go NC Dinos. They are America's Korean baseball team, and you guys all need to start getting on that hype train.
Is he in the bathroom?
Booster.
Someone move Bustos.
I
Thank you.
just did. I think he's taking a dump.
I think he forgot his phone was on and he went into the bathroom. Dude,
Nailed it.
I haven't seen any of this Korean baseball. I'm not gonna lie. We were
It's
talk-
been coming on around like midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning our time on ESPN from time to time. So
anything interesting as far as
I-
notable.
not
MLB
really. They're
is?
just kind of getting the feel of it. There's been a couple teams that I've seen. I haven't watched the last couple nights, but there's been moments where actually like a couple of teams have actually posted cardboard fans in the background to kind of make it feel like like there's fans there.
You know they
Any,
do that in like movies whenever there's like scenes with like sports stadiums or something like that. Like they put a fan like
Yes.
every other or like every 3, and then they put like a cardboard or like a dummy, and then from far away
Yes.
when they film it, it looks full.
Any,
That's
any
pretty much what they're doing.
bench clearing brawls yet?
Not in the KBO, but there has been one in the Taiwanese
Ooh.
in the Taiwanese league. There was
Dude.
one in the Taiwanese league at least.
What?
So,
I missed it.
Yeah.
I know.
it was a few weeks back.
I've been saying too that I want to catch one of the games, but honestly, like I end up forgetting. It's just
Same.
it's
like
just-
my routine so far has been like watching sports in LA, watching like various past Dodger games of the past, or when they do the Dodgers Rewind, which is like full games from like last season.
yeah.
They'll show like a few home games that I was actually at, but like not getting the chance to actually watch it from a TV perspective. So, which is different because we're there most of the time. Well, I am. You're a season ticket holder, so
Yeah, the second home.
So let's say that the season starts, right? The way it's supposed to go, July 1st. When is it supposed to end?
So
I would say on
Yeah,
time,
I'm
right?
I'm not
the
even
way
sure.
it
Boosters,
usually
you
does.
know, did you hear what they? Usually, Boosters is my go-to info whenever he stays on Twitter with us.
Yeah, about what?
About when would the season end if it starts on the 4th of July weekend?
I heard it's a 100-game schedule somewhere in around October, and playoffs will be in November.
Because contracts are over in November, right?
I mean, yeah, they probably
Dude,
have to
so
like amend it and do some kind of a like deal to work out where obviously they will continue playing into whenever the season actually ends with the playoffs. What's going to be crazy though is the NL is going to have a DH. That's one of the things that one of the details they announced that all season National League would have a DH, which I
Yeah.
mean they've been
Just for this season.
which but they've been teasing or have been saying that that's going to be a legitimate option for the National League going forward. It's part of Manfred's
in
whatever.
2 years, right? Within
Yeah,
two
that
years or something like that.
so who knows what happens? Maybe like if it ends up being popular and fans enjoy it, like NL DH is here to stay. Who knows? Like I would not be surprised if something like that were to
Personally,
happen.
as a National League, as a primarily National League guy, I'm like as a baseball fan. All right, whatever. For this season, I wouldn't mind it if they had to. Then I can understand why. To kind of
Right.
save players. But in the long haul, like in future games, I'd rather it just be go back to you know I like the idea of like everybody on the team hits, even the pitcher. Even if
Yeah.
the guy isn't the
I
best hitter. It's a chess
yeah.
game.
I'm with you on that too. I like that there's difference in the two leagues that like you'll know, American League has a DH, National League, you're gonna have those instances like you say where you have there's strategy involved in the game where you got to make
Yeah.
decisions as far
The
as pinch
idea I
hitters
the
and
right. Oh my bad. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, I mean
Um,
like I'm with you though. Like I like that there's a difference between the two.
the idea I had though would be like for interleague play at least like in the future would be, you know, um regardless of ballpark, the American League team has, if they want to, they can, use the DH. If the National League team is playing in an American League ballpark, if they want to use a pitcher, then by all means, they can use the pitcher to hit. Or if they want to use the DH and vice versa.
Especially when you
Like
got
if
pitchers who can hit. When you got like the,
yeah, I mean,
you know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
the other thing about like not wanting the universal DH like period is you miss out on glorious opportunities like my dad Bartolo Colon hitting a dinger. You know,
Or think about how fun it was like the last couple of years. Rich Hill, every time Rich Hill would
Rich
come
Hill's
up,
been wanting to hit a home run for so long,
or yeah, like
and
moments
just
with,
Rich Hill hitting in general is like one of the greatest things ever.
or like last year Ryu when he hit that bomb,
Yeah.
everybody
I was
made
there for that.
Yeah,
I
but
was
the
there for that
DH
game.
will
That was
benefit the
yeah
DH will benefit the Dodgers the most because they have so much depth. So the
yeah
depth will be helpful for the Dodgers.
yeah. Honestly, the
true,
Dodgers
but
have
I
had American League level talent for the last couple of years where they can roll out a
that's
DH
true.
and
But I mean, I want to see. I really truly want to see Clayton Kershaw hit another dinger. I mean,
yeah.
I want to see him bat flip.
There's that baseball purist side where you're like, you know what I
You're
mean? Like
damn right.
the tradition needs to stay in the National League where pitchers
If it was
hit.
possible, if it was possible for me to drop an F bomb right now, I'd drop an F bomb followed by the DH. But we're trying to get them views, and we're trying to get,
I'm I'm
we're trying
starting
to
to go
get
for
up there
all
in the
for the
world.
DH though.
What?
I'm down for the DH.
I'm down for the DH now.
I can tolerate the DH though.
Yeah.
Bustos is down for the DH.
Wow.
Wow, boosters.
Zach Attack, what do you
Okay.
think about the DH?
He's
Um.
modern
Um.
baseball, so he wants the
um
DH.
He says
oh
baseball
yeah.
bores him.
Whatever my uncle DJ wants.
Everyone.
Oh.
That was the right answer.
Okay. So you like so Busto says 100 games, right? Now you know how the MLB has kind of stretchers of teams playing, 9 games in a row, 10 games in a row without a break. Do you think they're gonna go longer stretches without a break, or you think they're gonna have like 3 games in a break, 3 games in a break, 4 games in a break? How is that gonna coexist with the
That's a good
timetable
question.
for 100 games between July 4th to October?
Yeah, how
There'll be
many
less breaks.
is
I'll
there
tell you this.
more double headers?
I wouldn't want
Yeah,
that
more
scheduler's
doubleheaders,
job
less
right
days
now.
off.
Yeah, like exactly. Whoever has to schedule this on the fly,
That
like put it,
scheduled job
yeah.
is gonna be a
All right.
nightmare.
Like
right
you think it's possible for a team to have like fucking oops sorry
now. Whoa,
between
he
like
said.
Come on. Our strikes
between
are
like
carrying over into the studio.
Really?
between like 15 to like 20 games in a row, you think?
Yeah,
I
it'd
don't
be
know.
crazy. And like
And
with
if
Yeah, I
it
the
think
does,
it's like 14 or 15 games in a row.
no, but see, okay, think about that though. How will it work for pitchers?
yeah, and
You
especially like
know?
Or just 5 days.
a shortened spring training. If you think about it, it's going to be what 2-3 weeks max
Yeah.
Yeah.
of spring training. So like that's not normal for the pitchers to get loose and guys. Watch there be a lot of injuries to start the season. Like
And a lot of
Yeah.
fatigue
Like,
also.
Well, that's why the
say like,
roster is going to be expanded.
so
Yeah.
okay,
I saw rumors about that too, that the rosters were going to be like massive in terms of size. Like they said, like 50 guys on the roster
It's
at a
going to be like
time or something.
September baseball.
Yeah.
but how
Right.
many starting pitchers do you think a team is going to carry? Like on like your
20,
how many pitchers is going to be within your starting rotation? 7, 8,
69. Answer 69.
21?
6-man rotation.
Damn you, Tommy!
Or you started it.
I wasn't trying to start it. I just said the number 69.
I know,
He
but I
dies.
wasn't even
He
thinking about it.
dies.
You just
He
threw
Didn't even
numbers
do any
out to
Ram
add to it.
slander.
You guys.
He did it.
Oh, you
No.
guys.
What if they start with
But,
10
like,
starting
you think-
pitchers?
Yeah, that might as well.
You
You
I
know,
mean, you
because
can.
I mean, if
3 innings each.
if they do, you think they're gonna like their big heavy starting pitchers? They're just gonna have pitch like 5 innings just to begin with.
4 and 4
If
with
they
their bad bullpen.
So what's going to be interesting is also that new rule they implemented where they cannot be pulling pitchers and do constant changes.
Yeah.
If they got like
Oh, the three batter rule.
the new rule that was supposed to be implemented this year, if they have this many pitchers on staff, could it just be guys doing 2 innings, passing the ball 2 innings, and like bullpen games most of the time until like deeper into
Yeah.
the season?
I don't know. Dave Roberts is able to finesse it. He's learned a few things about finessing from Andrew Friedman, so we'll figure it out.
The finesse gene.
Finesse. We are the team of finessing. We are the finesse team in baseball.
Dripping in finesse.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, just with the rotation and then I don't know, number of players. I think it was 40 or something that they were.
Who do you guys think the Dodgers designated DH will be? I know they're going to switch it up most of the time.
Well, it
but
depends.
for the most
It depends
part.
who's.
With the depth that we
I
have,
would.
I think I would assume Justin Turner on select days, maybe Max Muncy.
They would rotate those guys just to get
It
them
would be
on.
rotating, but off the top of my head, I can think I would say Muncy and Turner.
Okay, let me rephrase the question for Bustos.
No, I think
then.
those guys are
Who-
good enough defensively. They're going to keep them there.
Which player on the
I like
Dodgers
Matt
is going to
Beatty.
play the
Bustos,
most games as
shut your
DH?
mouth. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. Who do you go with? I'm gonna have to go with I'm probably gonna have to go with Justin Turner, or a surprise pick would be AJ Pollock.
Yeah, my pick was either Pollock or Peterson.
Because
AJ.
our outfit is
So what
our
we're saying
outfit
is that
freaking crowded, man.
Whoever the
so what
fourth
we're saying is that it's
outfielder
going to be AJ Pollock vengeance season.
I mean, if he can get his vibe back from just strictly
Put some
DHing,
respect on his name. He is tired of people slandering him.
And honestly, this is when the Verdugo deal kind of hurts him a little bit because obviously defensively Verdugo was where it was at, but you wanted Pollock's bat, like in theory. But
Right.
now you would actually been able to.
Well, I think
implement
Pollock
it.
had a better glove.
No way.
Over who?
Pollock over Verdugo?
Over who? He said Verdugo.
Well, in left field, yes.
Bustos. I'm about to end this call so quick.
Okay, I think the fumes of golf balls got to him today.
Verdugo was like
Watched too many balls.
Well,
he was
man.
a
Verdugo
voice
was
actor.
great in right field and center field, but he was not good at left.
I mean, I was thinking about center field because there was a couple plays last year where Pollock should have had the ball in his either over his head or I remember strictly in our group chat, like as the game ended, I think we were like ripping into Pollock specifically.
That's how he
There was,
put Cody in center.
yeah, there was a Pollock
Now.
hate fest a couple times, and it was mostly based off of defensive.
Just
issues.
so we're clear here, I'm like one of the few guys that did not like slander AJ Pollock. I just felt bad for the guy.
He just didn't want to be blocked.
No,
by
he was
Twitter.
horrible, man.
Yeah, he was-
Horrible.
He wasn't.
Yeah, so put
I
him in
want to
left
give him a
field.
second chance. All right, this is a second year. Let's see what happens. All
I'm
right?
with you on that one. I'm all about giving these guys, like, who knows? It could have been the first year, an off year, whatever. I'll give them a second chance. And
You know who
sometimes-
doesn't deserve a second chance? Carol Baskin. That's it.
Dude, wasn't there a big signing the Dodgers had? And we're not talking about Brandon League. We all know the Brandon League story. But
Andrew
there was
Jones.
another. Yes, dude. Yes. Good. Thank you, Christian.
Andrew Jones does not exist.
Who- No.
Christian
Wait,
officially
you know,
anointed
let
him
me
as a
get this out
best
of the
friend
way.
of the
So,
podcast.
Oh
you know,
my
Andrew
god,
Andrew
dude.
Jones, enemy of the podcast. All right,
Worse than
That
Andrew
was
Jones
bad.
finessed us out of so much money.
Right, dude.
Did a horrible job with the
Who-
Dodgers,
I don't
and
think
then
he just did
the
horrible.
next
It
year,
was bad. It was
the
horrible.
next
It's the
year with
worst.
Texas, with the Rangers, after doing so terrible with us in 2008, he goes to Texas the next year and like hits freaking 25 or 30 home runs like it's nothing. Like back in
Yeah, but anyone can hit a home run in Texas.
I to this
Can
day
you
it's
boost
on
those?
site.
I mean, if I was any decent hitter, you could hit a home run in Texas. That's like
He's like, what the
Coors
golf
Field
ball?
South.
I think I'll
Still,
hit it
I-
all the way to the lawn.
Bustos, let me have this. I was on a roll on that rant right there, and this is
Yeah,
another moment where, like, if we were in the studio right now, DJ would have been playing the Avengers theme song for this
You know what I'm
furious
saying?
vengeance I have for Andrew Jones. If Andrew Jones happens to see this episode, I just want to say, damn
Wait,
you!
did I freeze?
How dare you?
Yeah, you did.
I mean that's
Oh,
not
I
even
did,
the
right?
worst free agent signing. That's Jason
Yeah.
Smith by hands down.
That was gonna be my choice right now,
Jason Smith was
Bustos.
injured. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, not necessarily give him the benefit of the doubt, but like,
No, there's no reason to give him a benefit out.
No. That finesse feels worse because he was with the Giants handling
Yeah.
his business and then came to the Dodgers and sucked. So
I
I,
remember
feel
that
like he
too. I
was
was like, oh man, we got Jason Smith. Yeah.
he was like the
He hit
sleeper
home-
cell for San
He
Francisco.
hits
this
a
whole
home
time.
run on like in his first home game, and I'm like, oh my god, this is happening. No, he gets injured,
And that back just couldn't hold up to the.
and he was gone for like a couple of years, and then he came back in like 2011. He did well for like a couple starts and just got re-injured. I felt I don't hate him, but I do feel bad for the guy. Like it sucks.
I do.
You know.
So I know we were saying that earlier. We were talking about how the new stadium opening up for football, and there'd be no fans playing, so they might delay the start of that. What about Dodger Stadium? When all the games are, as far as the plan goes, it's still just playing in front of nobody at Dodger Stadium, right? It's nothing about.
As,
Who
as of right now,
knows?
yeah.
Right.
Who knows?
As of right now, yes. According to the governor.
I think it just obviously it's going to depend on the state too, because I mean, who knows? Like Florida, Texas, they may be playing with fans, but
Right.
California, they're not going to.
Yeah, that's what I was
Hey,
saying last time.
hey
That's
guys. So I'm checking the comments right now on YouTube in a different like window on my phone. My buddy Denur Bloom, a friend of the podcast, really good guy. Regarding Jason Schmidt, so definitely no more Schmidt slander, especially on my end. So it turns out I didn't know this, but Jason Schmidt's mom was fighting cancer while he was with the Dodgers.
Wow. Don't we
I did
feel
not know that.
horrible now? I take it all back.
I don't. He's still a giant. He's still a giant.
Ah, you're such a
Bustos,
jerk.
the man's mother was fighting cancer, dude.
It
Are
was
you
Mother's
kidding?
Day yesterday, Bustos. Jesus.
What is wrong with you?
Dude, it's weird. The comments weren't loading. I didn't have the
I
I'm
didn't see that
looking
one
at some
either
of the
right
comments.
now.
Yeah.
No, now they all loaded at once after you said that. So shout out everybody. Sorry.
Yeah,
for missing a
also I'm kind of interacting like on camera to the comments that I'm seeing like right now. So,
Alma says,
something,
I mean,
something, Bustos. You just lost points with Alma. I'm like in the lead now for
I don't
He's in
think
the lead by a mile.
the Hooligan Bachelorette starring Alma. It's me. I'm in the lead right now.
I don't know. Booster
Yeah.
is getting Netflix.
The point system for both of them is like -4 and -1 right now.
It's not.
Okay, I'm not going to deny that.
It's not much.
Yeah, I mean,
Tommy,
we're
it's
negative.
positive 21 for me.
So,
Oh,
negative
see,
21.
I didn't even say it. No,
that means,
okay,
that means
but it
Christian's
depends.
going to blow it in the fourth quarter and Booster's going to take the lead.
Oh, by 21 points.
You, Booster.
I hate you, DJ.
I've never heard him laugh.
I know, that cackle.
Dude.
All right, so speaking of which, Alma in the comments said, I mean, let's be honest, that's the narrative with players who leave the Dodgers. They are trash with us and superstars on another team.
Yep.
That's gonna
So
take me
true.
down that's gonna take me down a deep dark hole. I'm gonna regret because there's so many players that have done that.
Exactly.
The one that haunts me the most, and this was a lot of people tend to forget this. it was a good trade. Like, everything worked out on both ends, but trading Paul Konerko to the Cincinnati Reds in exchange for Jeff Shaw.
Yeah, that's one of them for sure.
And
Jeff Shaw at the time.
Konerko on the Dodgers too was one of my favorites at the time.
Yeah, Tommy Lasorda got finesse out that one as the interim GM.
Jeff Shaw was, like, at the time, all-time saves leader for the Dodgers until I think Gagne, then eventually Jansen currently, and Paul Konerko.
Gagne.
Yeah, Gagne.
Gagne, then Shaw.
No. It was Shaw, then Gagne.
You know,
it's
a hard trade to watch. A hard trade to watch go down to Dodgers history when they traded away Paula Duke and got Gary Sheffield. Even though Gary Sheffield was like,
no, that's the wrong trade. No, Piazza was.
That was Brad Penny.
Sheffield.
Oh yeah, my bad. No,
that was actually a trade everyone hates, but it actually worked. Yeah, it was a Paula Duca for Brad Penny and Heath-up Choi.
Brad Penny.
It was Garamoto, Paula Duca for Brad Penny and Heath-up Choi.
That's why Bustos with the Dodgers.
And you know something else? At that
Brad
same
Penny,
and
Brad
Bustos
Penny started how many consecutive opening day starts?
Like 3, I think.
God, we were terrible back then.
Him or Derek Lowe were our go-tos for that little stretch of the
Good Lord, look at how far we've come. We went from Brad Penny and Derek Lowe as our opening day starters to Clayton Kershaw.
Hey, I like Brad Penny, man.
Brad Penny is dead to me.
Why?
Brad Penny, when he joined the Giants, was like, man, I can't wait to play the Dodgers. The next time they come up to San Francisco, there's going to be 40,000 people that hate the Dodgers and me. And I'm like, well, screw you, Brad Penny, you irrelevant, chubby bastard.
You won me back over, Christian. I hate Brad Penny too.
So, and then there was another thing about that too. So he had a Dodgers bobblehead. I admit that I've done this before. So I went on like the Dodgers radio post-game show, like when they used to do like the post-game show at the Baseline Box Club back in the day. This was when he was with the Giants. Somebody had a Brad Penny bobblehead and they wanted it to be destroyed on the show, and I destroyed it.
How'd you destroy it?
I threw it on the ground. I threw it on the ground.
Stomped it? I need videos.
No, I just threw it. I threw it on the ground, just like that Lonely Island song.
Threw it on the ground. I wish there was some kind of a video or something of you just going to town on a Brad Penny bobblehead on a post-game show.
I'm sorry that there was no video proof, but it happened. It was
I believe you. I still believe you. I just also want to see it. Bustos looks like he's filming Blair Witch Project right now.
He's in the Blair Witch right now.
The Blair Witch.
He's gonna start crying.
I just got home right now.
You're home?
Oh man.
Yeah.
I thought you were at work this whole time.
He just got home.
I left.
He was podcasting and driving at the same time.
Wow, talent.
Now he's gonna run in his room before anyone sees him.
Right.
I'm just grabbing stuff from.
Alma in the comments. You guys just had to bring that back. My heart broke with the Dodgers when they traded away Mike Piazza, then LaDuca. Yeah, I feel those feels because Mike Piazza is dead to me. According to me, Mike Piazza died when he got traded to the Marlins back in '98. He's been dead been dead for 22 years.
What's it with the catchers in Dodgers history for having
trading?
Not only being traded, but all like the female fans, they all had that like heartthrob thing. You think like Piazza, LaDuca, Russell Martin. I don't know.
Can we add Grandal to that now? There's a few ladies that like Grandal.
I mean, I feel like that's a recurring theme. I never really thought about that till right now.
So the new one's Will Smith. Everyone's gonna start loving Will Smith soon,
right?
Will Smith, aka the Gemini Man.
None of them could reach that.
Yes, I just called him a nickname from a recent Will Smith movie.
Oh, I was like, wait, I don't.
Can we call him Deadshot too?
I get it now. If we
DJ, I'm gonna also add the nickname Deadshot.
Yeah, if he starts throwing guys out at second,
Deadshot.
I like Deadshot for sure.
If he starts throwing people out, he's known as Deadshot.
Yeah, dude. Well, we would make a design, a Deadshot design. I mean,
you gotta make sure like his gear says, "I am the light and the way."
Yeah, dude. It would be like a catcher's mask with the Deadshot eye.
There it is. It's been recorded on the Hooligan Sports Podcast. Nobody can steal that idea.
Well, you just
We will
you
fight
just
you for it.
broadcast it. You just broadcast it across the world.
Yeah, and people know that it was our idea first. So
So
if they steal it, then it's on site.
it's alright. Ours will still be better. We'll make a better one. In the
Exactly.
comments, Brittany Weir said, Piazza asked my late mother out. Yo, that's a good one.
Oh,
Piazza.
hi
Also,
Brittany.
Alma said one of my favorites was Blake DeWitt.
Blake DeWitt,
So
that's
it's
another
not
name.
always
Wow.
cheese catchers. Wow, talk about a random
Before this episode's over, we're gonna name just a whole bunch of random former Dodgers.
obscure Blake DeWitt. It's the
I mean, he was a starting second baseman for a couple of years
the
for us.
Obi-Wan
Rafael
For a
Furcal.
year.
Furcal.
For a year. Blake
Caesar's
DeWitt
turrets,
was
bro.
a thing for 1
His
year.
turds.
Mariano
Honest-
Duncan.
This whole episode is the Obi-Wan meme where
Daryl
it's like
Strawberry.
that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I mean,
You know who's another
Catcher.
name? Los Angeles Dodgers legend Ronald Belisario.
Dang, the original belly bomb?
Yep.
I thought he gave
Milton.
up.
Beat
remember
your
back
ass,
in the day when the
Bradley.
Dodgers had to keep Ronnie Belliard just to please Manny?
Really?
Yes.
That's the only way
Yes.
Manny was gonna be happy. Oh, speaking of Manny, did you guys see he's trying to bring his career back? He's like 48,
Manny,
trying to
walk
make
away.
a return into I think it's
End it.
the Taiwanese league or something like that. I forget. I just saw.
You need to know when to say
Good
when.
Lord.
In the chat, Hunter Proud who says, anybody remember Ramon Troncoso? That dude was awful.
Yeah,
Awful. Troncoso. It's always funny.
Yes,
I
I
feel like
remember.
most of the most obscure ones are always guys on the bullpen. You can just like there's always guys who only had just like a taste of the show. You can always throw out there, but
Los Angeles Dodgers legend Yency Brazaban.
wow.
I will win this contest.
What about my boy Dana Evelyn?
Yes. Okay. Dana. So for those that don't know, DJ owns a game used Los
gamer.
Angeles Dodgers road jersey of Dana Evelyn.
A gamer, and I wear it to the games.
And the bonus points is that it's the road jersey that says Los Angeles on it because we never wear the Los Angeles road jerseys ever.
He's so obscure. I think when people see me wearing it, they think that's my last name because there was like no way he would buy that jersey on purpose. Like he
That
wouldn't have
jersey
just,
was like
have
30.
that-
That jersey was $30 at the game used table, and that's why you got it. You're like, hey,
It was
$30.
it was the when they did one of those Dodger Fan Fest things and they had mystery game used jerseys, and it was like a guaranteed gamer, and it was like you said, it was like 30 something, $35, $50. I forgot what it was.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like legit. I was just joking, but like legit. How much did it cost?
I want it. It was definitely less than $50. I'll tell you that.
Damn, I gotta start doing.
$21.
And
Damn you, Tommy.
and all it was
Christian.
it just
I
said it was
hate you so much.
Dodgers jersey and it's the
I'm gonna
size.
get you
so then I
back,
buy
eh?
it. Dana Evelyn. Are you
I
home,
think
Bruce
Christian has been frozen for 21 minutes, too, dude.
Yeah.
because-
I can't hear you. What's that?
I walked. I'm.
Hi, Cynthia.
Yeah. I said the.
Right, where? She's
So,
off camera.
okay, but back to the fans. So you think they're going to spread them out? If worse comes to worse, they allow them to be at Dodger Stadium, or
I don't think so.
what do you think?
I still don't think because, like we're saying, it goes back to the governor, whatever they say the ruling on as far as large crowds are. If they have a rule where like there can't be a crowd larger than 1,000, then that's an interesting question. Can the Dodgers sell whatever
Yeah,
500 seats because
Nope.
figure, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Everyone get their own section, like two people in a section. How does that work? Oh, Busta's being crazy.
I know he's waking up. Good morning.
This is like
Hey.
Mr. Rogers right now.
Oh, he's gonna put on a sweater. He hit his camera.
Put your sweater on, Bustas.
Another day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day.
It's the
Won't you
neighborhood.
be my neighbor?
My golf partner.
It's a hooligan sweater he puts
What
on.
happened? Oh no!
Uh
No
oh,
crying.
baby Zach's awake. So yeah,
I mean, I would
Is he pooping?
No, I don't know. Are you pooping?
change the Hooligan shirt, but I don't want to break the.
Zach Attack, did you just crop
Yeah.
dust your dad? You just crop
Probably.
dust your dad.
again.
Crop dust your dad.
Again. Oh,
So
dude.
that's been baseball news.
Okay.
Let's move
Oh,
on
he's
to
definitely pooping. He's pooping.
football.
Probably.
Dun, 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 dun.
The NFL schedule was released last week,
Yes.
Yeah.
And all
and
our predictions were a little off, but not too much.
yeah,
I mean, we were pretty right about the Rams prediction. They were opening either against the Cowboys, Bears. There's
did
no
any of us?
chance they were
Did
opening
anyone
against.
choose Cowboys? We all had division rivals, I think, right?
I did. I chose the Cowboys or Bears, but I just went with the offline of the Bears just for kicks and giggles. But I had a
Yeah,
gut feeling it
I
was going
said
to
the
be Cowboys.
Seahawks or the Cowboys.
It was
I think I had this.
it was obvious to be one of those.
Oh, he's what?
So this
I'm
was
gonna
a
change his diaper. I'll be right back.
this was a
I
comment from
told you he
earlier,
pooped.
but I was holding on to. We got to football. It
I'll
was
put
from,
myself on mute too.
from
I'm gonna cuss him out right
from Jules says
Tommy's gonna poop too.
when are these new Rams unis gonna drop? It's getting ridiculous. So if
Oh,
you
it
come,
hasn't
Yeah,
come
what
out
one
yet.
that's gonna drop?
the longer they delay it, the more the more worried I become because I feel like they're scared over the
It's
bad.
Do you
probably
think they're
that bad.
backtracking?
Oh yeah.
I think they're backtracking.
Yeah,
Kind of
exactly.
like
They're
they
like
have to redesign something really quick to make
honestly,
it
the
impactful.
Rams can't post a single thing like on any social media without the comments being bombed with
Yeah.
change the logo, change the logo,
Where's
change the
the
logo.
Change the logo. Where are the jerseys?
Where are the jerseys? And
Oh,
honestly, I feel like if they do well and they knock the jerseys out of the park, people are more likely gonna forget about the logo as far as like the overall backlash. But
No, Tommy's still gonna talk crap.
Yes.
but if the jerseys are bad, it's only gonna fuel
See,
that
look, he's
fire.
unmuting. He's unmuting.
Where's my microphone?
Okay, what happened?
Rams
talking about
He was
the-
uniforms.
talking about the Rams logo and jerseys. Like they have not released the jerseys yet.
And I said you're gonna be unhappy no matter what it is.
Yeah, because as long as they have that dumb LA thingamajig on it, yeah, and which they probably are, but I feel like they got so much backlash for their logos, they're kind of
Yeah.
rethinking.
That's what we
But-
were saying because they
Yeah.
haven't released anything yet. Everyone else has, but them.
Because
Yeah.
There's no for you.
Dude, give him a Modelo, bro. He won't know.
Tommy's about to leave to the store right now to pick up some formula.
No.
Um,
Okay,
Yeah, but
I will be back.
He is going to the store.
No, I have to go in the front to go get the rest another can for him. I'll be back.
Get him a Stone IPA.
What? Never mind. This is
Ele-
why. See, guys, this is why your
Elena's
wife knows
yelling at him.
everything because
Elena's
yeah, she
yelling at
did.
him.
She's like,
Oh,
it's over
teamwork.
here.
this is what
Look,
happens
it's right here,
when
pendejo.
we do a show live. We're like,
That's exactly what you said too.
it's a look into our
Yeah, see?
lives,
We should just do a podcast on the life of Tommy.
right? This is live
24 hours with
about our
Tommy.
lives.
I'm here for that reality TV show.
Yeah.
I'm here
Oh
for that.
my god.
Sign me
Okay.
up for that.
But yeah,
So, but I feel with the uniforms,
they're stalling.
they are stalling because I feel like they got so much backlash from the logo that they're kind of rethinking it, but you can't rethink it. You can't. Russo's left. You
No,
can't.
he's doing his double thing.
You can't do it within whatever or May. You're not gonna make brand new uniforms unless they can. You
I
know,
don't
you never
think
know.
so.
Don't they have
it's
to be
NFL.
approved though by the
And
NFL?
not
no,
only
they're-
that, do you guys remember when
they're
LeBron
for it
tried to
now.
change his number and Nike didn't let him change his number because so much gear had already been made with his 23 that he
No.
couldn't switch to 6?
Yeah,
And they had to, like, wait
Michael
a year.
Jordan got fined. That's because of the Michael Jordan rule. Going back to back to the Last Dance, he got fined $100,000 because of all
For
the
where
45
for his
jerseys.
wearing his own number, right? Because he wanted to wear his
Yeah.
own number.
And
'Cause
by
it
the
was-
way,
it was
I was
league
gonna share
retired
this,
already.
but I do have a little throwback to that right now in my room. I gotta show you that.
Oh crap!
Russo's got show and tell time right here.
He's gonna show his AJ
Here's a-
ones.
Here's a
Look
kid's jersey.
what I got.
He's got a
What?
Scottie Pippen jersey.
He's got
No.
a Bill Whittington jersey actually.
They got a Shanghai jersey.
As a kid,
Shanghai
Show us
Bulls.
that BJ Armstrong jersey, Bustos.
I got
Wow, a 45?
45.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
actually not
that's-
bad. No, all joking aside, though, that's pretty dope.
Damn, put it
Yeah.
on, Bustos, put it on.
no.
Ball up.
The rest of the show, the
Ball up.
45.
I love
You know,
Jordan
you-
to that.
Speaking, you know how he says changing jersey numbers. Cooper Cup changed his jersey number from 18 to 10 now.
He did?
he's
I
not-
didn't
he's
know
not-
that.
Yeah, he's not 18 no more.
Friend of the podcast,
my-
friend of Christian personally, Cooper Cup.
I, aren't you glad you get a Cooper Cup jersey
You
then?
sit on a throne of
me?
lies, DJ.
Yeah.
Dude, Cooper
If he
Cup.
changed his number.
Nah, I would never get a Cooper Cup jersey because I'm loyal to my hacker.
The only friend of the podcast who played for the Rams for me is preseason legend and LA Wildcats legend Nelson Spruce.
Not even Robert
Nelson
Woods.
Spruce is garbage.
Nelson Spruce is a XFL Wildcats legend.
What about Robert Woods?
Fight
Also
on.
friend of the podcast.
I thought he was.
Hold up, baby's crying.
Your exception.
Rico
I'll put
knows
myself
exactly what
on
I'm
mute.
talking
I
about.
gotta make a bottle.
I love
Robert
when you-
Woods, Gardena native, USC alumni, good guy.
I feel
Even though
Friend
like
of the podcast.
Even though I openly root against the team,
you feel like the two of you guys will get along because you guys share so many
we'd,
common
we'd,
interests.
we'd get along great. We'd get along great.
You guys,
Even
Get
though he went to Sarah High and I went to Gardena High.
are those rivals?
No,
Private school. Is it private school?
One's public, one's private.
Sarah High School is a private Catholic school.
What's Gardena called now? They used to be called the Mohicans when I was in school.
We're the Panthers.
Panthers.
Yeah, they switched over to the Panthers like late 1990s.
Yeah, I'm old.
So like a lot of the old alumni are still pissed about that. They're like, and I'm trying to tell like my mom, she went to Gardena High and she was a Mohican. She's like, that's such a dumb thing. Why'd they change the name? And I'm like, because that's racist. It's really crazy.
Wait,
Like a lot of native
as soon as Tommy get,
like a lot of Native Americans got
I say
upset
it's
about that, so.
He just popped up. He looks pissed off when he heard his name.
Like, what are you talking about?
That's funny.
hey, I say as soon as Tommy gets back, we need his early predictions like last year of the Rams season.
All right. In the meantime, you guys
The
give us
football
your
schedule.
Charger. What's the Chargers record going to be? Earliest take, just based on
I think we'll start off-
schedule.
Let me pull up the schedule quick, and I'll give you my predictions. We'll beat the Bengals 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. Wait,
Damn,
2-1,
Bustos has
2
them
and
going
2,
undefeated.
3-3,
Talking
4,
about look at Tommy laughing. He's
We'll go-
muted and he's dying of laughter
three.
at the Chargers.
Tommy's laughing at the Chargers. Like,
9. I say we go 9-7.
As soon as
That's
he
what
heard Bustos say 4-1, 5-1, that fool just started laughing.
that he's just like,
I thought I was saying 9-7. I'm gonna go with 9-7.
Because I think we'll win against the Bengals, we'll lose against KC,
Tommy.
and win against Carolina.
So what's their final record?
9-7.
9-7 Super Bowl champs.
Wow.
Calling it now. Calling it now.
Nice.
Wild card all
First
the way.
time Super Bowl champs.
Rico coming in hot right now. Like
The
Super Bowl
wild
champ.
First time Super Bowl champs.
Alma with a question. Since
The
Busso shared some pretty neat sports memorabilia, what's everyone else's favorite item you own and why?
I'll get to that question later. I never get a chance to say my pick regarding the Chargers this year.
What do you think?
You know what? Realistically, 9-7 as well. But if they play their cards right, they might mess around and maybe go 11-5. I'm not saying those 2 wins would be a split of division games.
Well, they went 11-5 a couple years, not 2 years
No,
ago, basically with the same
No, they
roster.
went 12-4.
Or 12 staff.
Have
My
you guys
bad.
seen-
12
have
and
you
4
guys-
with the same roster.
Have you guys seen that meme? And it's like, if you weren't with us during 7 and 9, don't be with us during 9 and 7.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet. I can,
Well,
can
I
see
also can see the Chargers going 4 and whatever again, or 5-11. So they're never in the middle.
it's either all or nothing pretty much for the
Yeah.
Chargers. With this year, obviously it's a different guy at quarterback, so it's expected to be Tyrod Taylor as the number 1, and then pretty much fill in the void until Justin Herbert takes over at some point.
Unless Tyrod's that bad and Justin Herbert takes over earlier than we want.
Yeah, you know what? I'm interested in seeing what happens with Tyrod Taylor though.
I like Tyrod's.
Just give him a chance. If the O line can protect him, no injuries. I think they could go at least. Realistically, I think 9-7, but they could easily maybe go 11-5. Maybe.
I could easily see them going 6-10 or 5-11 too. So
Oh, who's that?
All right, who knows what the Chargers are going to do?
Chargers.
And the reason why I was saying 11-5 is that those two extra wins on top of my 9-7 prediction would be at the expense of splitting, getting at least one win against, one win each against the Chiefs and the Raiders.
Well, we're sweeping the Raiders. Raiders are not that good.
Yeah, but also the Chargers have the tendency to somehow manage to mess up at certain times.
Well, yeah,
That's true.
That's true. Okay, Tommy,
that's the reason why I'm saying split.
It's the Charger way.
Tommy, what's your early prediction of the Rams schedule?
Wow, Bustos.
16-0,
Now that
baby.
you asked, 16-0. Here we go.
16-0.
You guys are going 15-0. You guys are even going to lose on the bye week.
Can I see the Rams schedule?
Wow.
Okay. I had them win against the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys, and don't be surprised. Honestly, the fact that Dallas,
the Cowboys lose. So
the fact that Dallas franchise tagged Dak, I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to hold out for a new contract. So who knows if he even plays week 1? We might have to play against Andy Dalton. So
think about that. You think
Cowboys
that's why? That's why the Cowboys got him, right? I know that'd be our luck too.
I know, dude. We have a better chance of losing to Andy Dalton than we do Dak Prescott.
Right.
Okay, Rams win. Cowboys, that's 1-0. They lose to the Eagles, that's 1-1. They lose to the Bills, that's 1-2. They beat the Giants, it's 2-2. They beat the Redskins, that's 3-2. They lose to the Niners, it's 3-3. They beat the Bears 4-3. They beat the Dolphins 5-3. They beat the Seahawks 6-3. They lose to the Bucks 7-4. They beat the Niners 8-4. They beat the Cardinals. No, you know what? No, they lose to the Cardinals 8-5. They beat the Patriots 9-5. They beat the Jets 10-5. They lose to the Seahawks 10-6. Wait.
Yeah, that's it.
Never mind. They end up being like 10-6. I see them losing to Seattle in Seattle. I see them losing to the Cardinals once. I see them losing to the Niners once. I see them losing to the Bucks. And they're losing to the Bills and the Eagles. The Bills, I think the Bills are upcoming, dude. I think the Bills are going to win the AFC East this year, honestly. And then, yeah, that's my 10-6.
Can you guys turn Christian's camera off?
What happened?
Word.
I put a request into Rico to try to video feed.
Not a fellow Charger fan. Sorry.
So
I'll turn this guy's off. Though.
I was comparing schedules and for say if they had fans, and I got
why did I get turned off?
Oh wow!
My camera
I
cut off.
asked you to start your video. Well, I'm gonna do it later.
Wow. Well, my opinion on the Rams season is exactly the same as Tommy's. It's crazy. I
actually agree with Tommy's prediction on that too. With that.
That's my pick every year. It's always whatever Tommy said when it comes to football. Yeah, whatever he said. That's what I trust.
Yeah, I feel
Boostos, you're muted. Nobody can hear you, Boostos.
Slow. The Rams might start off slow, honestly. I think everyone in America that's an NFL fan that isn't a Cowboy fan always wants the Cowboys to lose because everyone hates their fans. Everyone hates their fans. Everyone hates their organization. And
who's more hated, the Cowboys or the Raiders?
Cowboys.
Well, I hate them both equally.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I feel the Cowboys are more hated than anyone because it's just because we're America's team. No one cares.
They're just a cocky people.
It's like that's what when we were doing the schedule. I hate how they're not even within a division opponent, but they do it because of the ratings. I don't want to open up against Cowboys. I rather open up against the Seahawks or the Niners. I rather open against the Seahawks because that's the Rams' biggest rival within that division. But it's always about ratings, and it's just they're always on their high horse. What? Go ahead, Bustos.
Well, here's the interesting thing about the schedule. I've read that the NFL set up alternate sites for the California teams just in case Governor Cowboys decides no fans in California. Sorry,
you're like Governor.
No fans in California. Newsom. I'm so tired.
All right, I got
He
you.
was gonna
Bustos.
say
I got you,
Virgosa.
Bustos. I got it. I know.
He's like Governor
Yeah.
Trump.
Picking up on where Bustos
Governor Trump.
He was gonna say
I-
Arnold. He was gonna say Arnold.
he was gonna say Governor Schwarzenegger so bad.
Schwarzenegger.
No,
I was gonna say Pete Davis. Governor Pete
or Gray
Davis.
Davis or Gray
Gray
Davis. Wow.
Davis.
Pete
Gray
Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Cool. That's right.
Jerry
I'm out of
Butler.
it today, guys.
Anyways, what Bustos was
Yeah,
trying to
Jerry.
say is that if we're unable to play in front of fans in California, then there's an idea that the Rams and Chargers would play in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium, where the Raiders' new home.
I've also heard the Rams at Dallas.
Oh God, no.
The fact that he's heard this and I haven't, I don't believe him.
There's
Bustos
no.
got
There's an article
sources,
about it. Actually,
bro.
there was an article
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
That was posted by NBC Sports California.
They're
They still.
NBC
Bustos
Sports
has-
fake news.
Bustos got a little buddy named Roger Goodell. I don't know if you've heard of him. But it's the inside.
The name
scoop,
sounds
direct-
familiar, but-
direct- direct
He's
scoop,
Friedman's neighbor.
right? Him, Friedman, and Goodell are in the same group chat. So supposedly, okay. Actually, Alma asked a good question earlier. She said, since Bustos shared some pretty neat sports memorabilia, what's everyone else's favorite item you own and why? We're gonna change it up. What's everybody's favorite sports memorabilia that they own and why? A
Ooh,
little
that's a good one.
backstory. We'll
There's
start.
so much of them.
We'll start with Bustos again.
You already
That's
mentioned
why.
You already mentioned the Michael Jordan 45 jersey. So.
But what's your number one favorite?
Bobblehead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
I
there
just had the
one?
ball next to me. So I don't know. That's one of my weird items collections that I had. So I just pretty much showed it because Jordan was kind of one of my favorites as a kid, even though he was a Bull and killed the Lakers all the time.
Were
I
you
still
the
like
guy
Jordan.
who bought his chewing gum? Oh, yeah.
No.
I
I
think Tommy brought his. If you want him to go while you're thinking, Bustos.
don't know. I mean, that's one of my rare items that I have that you rarely see. I think my dad has we have a collection of autographed baseballs. That were pretty
Busting out
cool.
all my autographs though.
Everyone's showing it off.
Bustos looked like instead of a Michael Jordan jersey, he probably would have got a BJ Armstrong jersey. You know.
Here's the Space Jam Jordan.
I made that
I like it.
reference earlier. I was like, show off that BJ Armstrong jersey.
I want to get a
Dude,
Muggsy
BJ
Bogues.
Armstrong was a beast in Chicago, man.
Yeah, he was.
Tommy plot
I've
twist.
always-
Tommy plot twist. He owns a Bill Whittington jersey.
Wait, what?
No.
He owns a Bill Whittington jersey. Definitely.
All right, who wants to
John
go
Paxson
next? I
jersey.
see two of you guys getting ready over here. All
All
right,
all
Tommy.
kinds of stuff out here.
Tommy,
No,
what you
Rico's
got,
a little
Tommy?
older because he's cuter.
He's
Go
still
ahead, Rico.
compiling. It looks like. I don't know if Rico's ready.
I'm still like finding stuff.
He's like, which collection do I want?
You got one of these.
As he-
A Nordique pop.
As he enjoys Aurora Borealis.
Of course, Tommy's got the Johnny Hecker throwback Shanghai
Autograph.
Rams autographed Shanghai Rams jersey.
He prays to it every night before bed.
He just quickly took apart his shrine to show him up on camera.
He's like, please,
let me go
Johnny,
find
I
it.
hope
Hold
you're
on.
watching this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? What's interesting we start keeping because of having season tickets before we got rid of the hard tickets. There's some pretty interesting collections of hard
Outside?
tickets over the years.
Yeah, from before.
Yeah, like
I have a
Bryce
couple.
Harper's first game. I was in San Diego for Corey Seager's first game. I have a couple of those.
Puig's
I think
first
hard
game.
tickets are pretty cool ones. Yeah.
Dude, Josh, I was at that game too. Corey Seager's, not his first game in San Diego. Or I was there for his first major league hit.
I was there for his first. Oh, that was his first game. He was 2 for 5.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah,
Dude,
I was there. I was
haven't-
there when I mean I'm not wrong sport, but when Kempe debuted and he scored a goal on his NHL debut too.
All right, Rico, what you got? Dang, a
Rogie.
Rogie.
Rogie jersey is one of my favorite ones because it was kind of a pain in the butt to get autographed.
Like he's a hard guy to track down.
He
Yeah.
is. And my other one is a signed Thomas Sandstrom puck and card.
Oh, wow.
Typically,
Dan, throwing it way back.
hard to get. Yeah, one of my favorite actual hockey player. So,
I like it. What about you,
I have a
Christian?
Any other? Hey, I know we also have all these weird jerseys. Any other like jerseys? We have like weird jerseys. That's different.
I
What's
got the
going
Burger King
on?
No.
jersey.
TGI.
This is my
The F-
Kings jersey,
The F fell
but
off. It was a
this
TGI Fridays jersey.
this is for the band, The Ghost Inside, and then this is the year they're basically born, and then I have this signed by the lead singer, which is like freaking my favorite band. But I guess this is a different
Jonathan
jersey. 'Cause
Vigil podcast.
Hey,
I made
does Jonathan
I made
Vigil follow someone on this group?
Christian,
follows
Oh, that's
me.
who. That's right.
Oh, that's
Follows
right.
me.
but I made this jersey after their bus accident. So this was like my little I guess like tribute to
Tribute.
the band. So and then it's signed. So I tried not to wear it.
Jonathan Vigil actually
That's
played hot in the charity game that I coached against.
Yeah, me and Elena were there.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it. I was
He
at
was
the I
there.
was helping out around for that. I was helping out on that during that event too. I didn't realize he was
Dude,
playing.
one of the nicest dudes I've ever met.
He is good
And
dude.
Bernie Nichols is a cherry picker, by the way.
Christian,
Oh yeah, confirmed.
Christian, what's your favorite piece of memorabilia you've ever gotten?
Yeah, I was getting ready to try and say that. I have a couple items. I don't have them with me, but it's funny. Bustos mentioning hard copy tickets from the past. I wasn't there. I wasn't at this game because it occurred in Oakland, but I was here in LA when it happened. But a buddy of mine up north got me a hard copy ticket of Mike Fire the night Mike Fires threw his no hitter against the Reds with the A's last season.
Nice.
And the other
I have
other
one more, but after.
is hockey related. So I didn't go to any of the Stanley Cup Finals games in 2012 or 2014, but 2014, the hours after the Kings won the cup on June 13th into June 14th that night. So me and a couple other friends are walking back towards LA Live and everything, and we run into James Duffy, the reporter from TSN.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
So there's there's people that are watching that don't know. So
Oh, for
James
sure.
Duffy is a on camera reporter for TSN up in Canada, and he sees me and he sees a whole bunch of me and a couple other friends that are Kings fans that were still celebrating, and he's like, hey, congrats. Do you guys know any other bars around in the area that are still open because everything else is closing down? And he just came down from the City View Terrace where the team was celebrating and everything. And I'm like, well, not around here at LA Live, but check over on 7th Street in Figueroa. There should be a bar that's still open until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, worst case scenario. And he says thanks and everything, and he asked me if did I go to any of the games, and I'm like, no, I didn't go, but I watched the game across the street. So since the series is already over, the season's over, he gives me his credentials for the Stanley Cup Finals. So it has his photo on there. I have his photo credentials, his press credentials.
That's pretty cool. Not many
I
people
wore
can
them
say
at
they have
I
those.
wore them at the parade.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Tommy, what was your other one you were trying to get in?
Okay. Hold on. Let me turn my camera.
It's a living idol of Johnny Hecker.
It's a clipping of Johnny
Dude,
Hecker's
no.
hair.
In a glass case in his kitchen.
Actually, it is in case. But
Hey,
this
look, that's a better
is-
logo.
I wore this shirt when Alana took me to St. Louis.
Oh,
This is a hard ticket. The Monday night
Louis,
game we
man.
went to against the Seahawks. And this is a picture that she took of me when we were walking down to our seats.
Oh,
And
that's
this
so
is this
sweet.
I freaking love. Like that,
More than Zach?
That's
is
so
great.
sweet. Tommy, do me a favor and cross out that St. Louis part though. Just
I
get
wore
a
that
marker,
shirt. Like
get a
I
marker
wore,
and cross out the St. Louis name.
I wore all my LA Rams shirts in St. Louis, and people just gave me dirty looks, and I loved it. It was great.
I will say that even though I'm not a Rams fan, I find sick pleasure in terrorizing people from St. Louis, knowing that the Rams are no longer there.
That's funny.
You guys
Like, if
honestly
If I had the
when-
opportunity, if I ever go to St. Louis, I just want to ask people in town, are you ready for Rams football? Oh, snap. That's right. We took them away from you.
Then you can do the other one, the Battlehawks. What was it?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's okay,
Battlehawks.
guys. You guys had the Battlehawks. Oh, that's right.
wait.
You lost in 2 because of
But
the
it's
Ronas.
dude, St. Louis was crazy, man. It's such a big baseball town, obviously because of Cardinals, but oh my god, and that's such a beautiful stadium too.
Okay, so my favorite memorabilia.
The
Anyway,
Shanghai
what's
Rams
St.
jersey?
Louis?
It's a Shanghai Rams
Boo boo.
jersey. I got it off this Chinese
it-
website.
Is it
Oh, I
it
forgot
the
to mention the
is it the
Bradley,
wedding?
the Wildcats game used football gloves.
Not
Oh
even
crap,
that
that's
one.
right.
What was the
I
other time? What were
forgot
you saying,
about
Tommy?
that.
Is it the wedding gift I gave you?
No, not that. All time. Unfortunately, guys, I peaked at like 6 years old on my memorabilia.
I peaked with my voice at 6 years old.
6 years old, I peaked. At 6 years old, it 6 or 7. I'm not sure my exact age. I was little though. At the King's old practice facility, Isoplex in North Hills. This is how long ago it was. I got a game used Wayne Gretzky stick.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
Gretzky actually gave me his stick when I was a little kid, and I remember the day like nothing. And it has like those. He didn't use tape. He used like this foam grip as a handle on the butt of his stick. And when I got it, some guy was like, "Oh, they stopped making those. There's only so many of those in existence left." And then Gretzky on the top put a date on the butt of the stick in Sharpie. Later looked up the what it was, and they played the Hartford Whalers that night. And obviously, that's when he used that stick. He didn't score a goal or anything. He was left off the score sheet, but it shows the game he used it. So he gave me a stick.
Great
So
one. The
I don't
great
have it.
one used it.
I don't have it here with me, but I keep it at my dad's house because that's like the safest place I can leave it. So I
your dad has some
just.
good stuff. Your dad has some good memorabilia stuff.
Oh yeah, my dad.
Dad's
well,
got
It's
Right.
crazy, DJ. This is the actual puck Gretzky hit with that stick,
no
dude.
way. That's
The
the
actual.
puck.
No, I'm just
I'd
kidding.
recognize it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Fucking
but
hilarious.
if it's not that, it's at least ticket stubs and all that. I have like a scrapbook of ticket stubs from finals and World Series and All Star games and all that fun stuff. So probably be that. But that was a cool little mix up for us to all share that. I'm feeling like,
Oh,
sounds like
baby.
a Zach attack.
Has any of you guys
He
gone
has a
to?
bit burped.
Did you guys go to the latest like King's autograph fan thing or whatever it's called?
I
now?
went
That
to that.
that carnival one or festival?
Oh,
I
the
mean?
Fan Fest?
Yeah, I guess
Talking
it
about
was.
Fan Fest? Yeah.
How they put Tip of King and Meet the Players together now. Now it's like that one big event. where you
It's
have,
just one
like,
big
you get-
event. I
Yeah.
didn't go to the
I heard.
last
I
one,
heard
but
it was.
I wish I did.
I heard it's pretty weak now compared
It
to how
is.
Tip of King used
I
to be.
mean, every fan fest starts off so great when they first start, but it gets worse and worse
Every single time.
every year.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, I know fan fest for Dodgers was great the first year, but it sucks then after.
speaking of
Dude,
which,
Dodgers Fan Fest was fun. But sorry, dude.
hockey season wise, AHL officially canceled the season.
Yes.
It's
Today.
now official, so I
No
don't get to see
AHL.
Alex Turcotte this year. Which
Do you get a refund on your
all I
Bailey's Buddy
wanted.
ticket?
Yeah, dude, I'm
You
gonna have to
should.
hit up. I'm gonna hit up
You
Bailey on the
should.
next Twitch stream, asking how I refund my vouchers for Knott's Berry Farm, for what was the other one? Ontario Rain, Popcornopolis,
Everything.
my Big
$2
Mac.
Bud Light Fridays. But do you guys think since they can't, like, okay, is the NHL like secretly they know the season's canceled, but they really haven't just said anything? Like they're just really like waiting, like to the
I'm not
last
hearing.
very
I'm not
second?
hearing as much talk with
Hockey.
NHL as baseball.
But you also remember you got more teams in Canada.
That song
than
is
there.
available.
So it's a lot
Sorry,
difficult for them
sorry. My
to
bad.
work.
Sorry, Boost. Go ahead. My bad.
It's okay.
I'm excited. The Ghost Inside just released a new song like right now. I got a
He's
notification.
like,
I know,
guys,
dude.
go back.
Oh my god.
Go put your
Breaking
jersey on.
news.
Go put your jersey on.
I'm gonna throw the baby to Atlanta right now.
The perfect
What?
spiral.
Let it catch.
No, okay. So, quick change the subject.
Babe,
I
no
put him on the
time.
pillow.
No time is
I
on.
put
You know what's funny,
I put
though?
him on the pillow yesterday because he sits up by himself sometimes, but he has to be against like the couch. And I put him on the pillow, and I turned around really quick, and then I looked back, and he was just like this, and I went no. I caught him. He was fine. I didn't tell
Stephen
Lena
Leo.
I didn't tell Lena till like the later in the night because I want be out
You were scared.
there. I'm terrified.
Stephen Leo, I mean, you should get one too. DJ says season ticket members are going to get an email tomorrow. So
Dun dun dun.
Uh-oh.
I think it's gonna be like a Dodgers email about the options
The
with the rest of
Rona-
their games.
The Ronas doesn't miss.
I got an
Really
email
good.
today to get Charger season tickets. That
They
was my
wanna
email
sell
for
it.
today.
They
They're
don't leave
desperate.
us alone, dude.
The PSL
They keep email-
ain't bad for
The Chargers
Chargers.
PSL is like $1, isn't it? What is
Yeah,
it?
it's
so
like
cheap.
it's like yeah, $1,000, dude.
It's
They
it's
give
so
you
cheap.
money.
I thought it
They
was
pay
like
you to go.
less. Yeah.
That's why the Rams are so mad at them right now.
When you sign up for their email newsletter, it comes with a PSL.
I got contacted by a rep who said pretty much for 2 seats it's a $250 down for, and that goes towards your PSL, and it's $80 a game.
They're
And-
desperate right now.
In
The
section
Rams are
in
lowest.
section
Bad.
263.
That's not bad.
I know.
No, the lowest for the Rams is I
1,000?
think about 80 to 100, but the PSL is $1,000. But I think you have to pay the PSL like up front or something like that.
No, the Chargers are letting you pay it for the. They're giving you a year to pay it.
Yeah, the
Every
Chargers
time.
are just desperate to get PSL because the Rams are so mad about the whole thing.
What about the Raiders tickets? I've been seeing ticket
They sold
prices
out,
for
right?
We screwed up. I screwed up.
Or
I should have bought. I should
for
have bought
like
Raiders season tickets.
$900 top
I
row.
screwed up.
Wait,
I screwed up.
shut up. Shut up, really?
Yeah, we screwed up. I was talking to my coworkers. We had a chance to buy it, but we didn't buy it. Didn't think about it. We should have bought it.
A
Me and my
lot of
coworkers.
corporations
Get
own
Those
those
tickets
though.
and flip them.
Exactly.
Hey,
That
dude.
was the plan.
He's quick to buy Raiders season tickets, but he won't buy you a PS4, right?
Wow.
Or a Netflix account.
Boosters.
Or a Netflix
Or he won't get a
account.
Netflix account.
Get your priorities straight, Bustos.
Well, here's the thing now.
Or you won't let us
There-
go golf
well-
at Industry Hills for Tommy's
Shut-
birthday.
Hey, I might be able to watch Netflix now because there's talks on my work of getting a Netflix account for us.
Because Alma
there's
gave
no-
you her
We
account info.
literally invited you to have a Netflix account from one of us, and you said no.
He's
So
gonna
I
start
don't know.
He's gonna start watching Netflix in his clubhouse, and then sooner or later he's gonna start dressed like Joe Exotic.
Every episode,
And he's
slowly
gonna get, like, an
transition-
accent.
Yeah, he's slowly gonna
He's gonna get an
transition
accent,
to
and
one
then every-
episode. One
And
episode
everything's
he's
gonna be
have,
goddamn Carol Baskins.
That damn Carol Baskins.
Right? He's just
He's
slowly
gonna dress one of the
transition.
golf carts in like tiger print, like wallpaper and everything.
Speaking,
dude.
Pink
speaking of
tiger.
our
DJ,
weekly Joe
DJ,
Exotic,
I need a Photoshop of Bustos as Joe Exotic immediately.
did you guys
Oh,
see
good
that
boy. Look at
they're
everybody.
casting Nicolas Cage as Joe Exotic
Yes.
for
Yeah.
drama that they're making?
Sold.
I
I'm
think
in.
they should have did what's his name for instead Joe Dirt.
David
What's his
Spade?
name?
Yeah, I could have seen that.
David
David Spade.
I like
No,
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas
I
Cage.
think he'll
I'm
do it.
sold. It's so bad that I'm already in. I'm like, you had me at Nicolas Cage.
That's hilarious. I'm
Speaking
here
of
for it.
Nicolas Cage, I was actually watching Con Air last night.
My all-time favorite Nick Cage movie, I might add. I think that's A1. It's the top.
It is one of the greatest Nicolas Cage movies of all time, based on his accent.
Was
Right?
Nicolas Cage in? What was it? What was in the movie?
You'll never get near my daughter.
Who was in the movie Alcatraz? Was it Nicolas Cage?
The Rock, yeah.
Yeah,
Was he in The Rock?
Yeah,
He was the co-star of the movie The Rock.
with Sean Connery.
Dwayne
You
Johnson?
Yeah, with Sean Connery.
You put some respect on Stanley Goodspeed's name, sir.
Is that the autobiographical movie about Dwayne Johnson? The Rock?
No.
The Rock.
Christian, you see
Rock.
that big? You see the big WWE news?
Yeah, I saw that already.
What is
What
it?
is it?
I guess I'll be the guy. So WWE Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, she had to vacate her title tonight. A real life thing happened. She is pregnant with her first child.
So the kid's the champ now? The kid took the belt?
No.
She released a belt.
I'm just making this stuff.
So no. Her boyfriend her fiance is also on Monday Night Raw under the name Seth Rollins. His real name is Colby Lopez, I think, and all. But
I didn't know that. That's horrible.
I didn't know
his
he was
real
on
name-
Lopez, bro.
his real name is Colby Lopez, and he's from Des Moines, Iowa. But he
What
goes by
the
the name
hell?
Seth Rollins.
Wow.
Oh my,
He's like
that's
one of the
horrible.
popular guys on Raw. He's currently a bad guy. but like they've been dating for a while. They recently got engaged, and they didn't plan on it, but one night he clapped cheeks, and he
Cheeks.
That's usually how it happens.
Corona,
That's
Corona
usually,
baby.
right. There's gonna
no,
be a
no, this
Corona baby
is
boom.
uh, so she just tonight she announced that she's vacating the title because of her pregnancy. She's expecting the child in December. So
Did any of you guys catch the UFC this past weekend?
I didn't, but I heard. It
I
looks like
watched some
Tommy did.
highlights.
Dude, guys, this is probably one of the best UFCs I've seen in a long time.
That's what everyone's
These
saying.
fights,
Yeah.
these fights were fights, dude.
Is
They
it just because you missed
stand
it
up.
because it's been so long?
Yeah, it's actually good to get
Dude.
live sports at the UFC.
I bet I put bets on this freaking
American
fight.
live sports.
It was
I did too. I
crazy,
lost.
man. It was crazy. But it's funny
How was
because
it without fans though, Tommy? I didn't get. I missed it this week, but how was it? Was it weird?
honestly, but they still brought the same intensity if there was fans, you know?
Mhm.
Regardless of the fact they're there to do one job, and that's to kick each other's
Well,
butts.
That's one
Not the
sport
other
you
word.
definitely. That's one sport you definitely can have no fans and there's not much different in the action.
Just so intense, regardless.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't know if what happened, but one of the times one of the fighters came out and there was, I don't know if it was a family member or a friend, but he was the only guy in the stands. Like he was just, it was weird, dude.
It was the janitor, bro.
In the middle of
It
his,
was.
he was taking his lunch break.
He was on union break. Union break.
I
Took about
guess
15.
it's so. You know what's right? It's so quiet. There's no one in there that one of the fighters saying that he heard the announcers do play-by-play and do analysis. That
Yeah.
he heard. I think Cormier was doing the play-by-play or analysis. He heard his comments on what he needs to do and actually used that in the fight to win the fight.
What? That's like coaching.
Oh wow, great.
That's hilarious. I mean, I
Trying
feel
to
like
think, what was I gonna say?
that's all the big news, right, guys? We got baseball, we got
NASCAR
football,
comes back.
UFC.
NASCAR comes back.
NASCAR's back this weekend.
This weekend, Darlington.
Yeah, tell everyone bye. Bye. I'm
No
gonna go with
fans.
my mom now. See you later, guys.
No
Bye.
fans?
Did you guys watch?
So what happened?
Yeah, NASCAR. I think comes back twice a week now. I think they have like 2 races,
Yeah.
like every 2 races a week for the next couple of weeks.
And they're obviously modifying the schedule. There's a couple races that aren't going to happen. I think
And then-
Texas is one of them. Or
I also think UFC is coming back every weekend for the next couple of weeks too. There's some sort of
Yeah,
UFC
there's
fight.
there's fights on Wednesday and there's fights on Saturday again too.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that is the next. Stephen Lee, I
Yeah,
forgot
because they're trying to
About
have
that
every
note.
fight. What happened?
about that. King's news. Mike Fuda.
Fuda.
Oh,
is
Mike
leaving.
Buda. That's right. He's not returning as assistant general manager.
What? I
Yeah.
didn't even know that. When did
Guys.
that come out?
A couple of hours
Hey.
ago.
We talked about hockey, but we didn't talk about the big hockey news this week also.
What? Oh yeah,
Brandon Leipzig?
yeah.
Oh, let's
Dude.
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
If I was Tanner Pearson and Tanner Pearson's not a fighter, I would want to
That's
beat the crap out of him, man.
That's on site, son.
But
You know what,
Leipzig gonna
though?
have a game, have a team
Look,
next
but
year.
You know what though? This and what I don't like about I mean, he said what he said, but it's kind of messed up because now as a player, you can't even talk to anyone without them trying to leak
Right.
everything you say.
And
And
that
that's
is
what,
my
like-
thing. It was wrong what he said, I guess, but the fact that it was a private DM between, I guess, if it's friends, I wouldn't call them
Yeah.
friends. They're the ones that leaked it. But I mean, we all said some foul stuff about people. Everyone.
Oh,
talked
yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
I mean, for him to kind of
Exactly, and
get
you would think
sacrificed
it
for
stays
that,
in
it's like,
and knowing your stature, knowing you're a professional athlete, making good money, playing the sport that you love, to have someone that you consider either close or consider within your circle or family or a friend to leak something out like that, like, gee,
Yeah.
that's retarded.
Yeah.
And I
almost said it best on the commentary. That's locker room talk. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not right, but it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And-
that's the thing that makes it weird in this scenario because like obviously nobody agrees with what was said, but the circumstances in which how it came out supposedly
Yeah.
hacked and leaked between like private messages amongst friends. It's hard to crucify the guy for that on one hand. You know, I can see where that's coming from. At the same time, for that to become so public and like you already know there's going to be PR backlashes and fan backlash is like it's inevitable,
And
especially in today's society, for that reaction not to be.
Imagine if social media was around back in the when we all grew up as teenagers and kids. How crazy of all the crap we heard from some of
Yeah,
the
like
players. Like
but I
imagine
feel like
Rodman. Imagine
I
this.
feel like back then when we were teenagers, it wasn't about social media. If you had to say something to someone, you go tell them straight to their face,
Yeah, but
whether they
imagine
liked it or not.
fund me.
imagine if we had it though. If we had it during that time, how crazy it would be. Like
Yeah,
people would be saying.
yeah, no, for sure.
That's why you had text messages. That's why you had the little sidekick.
So do you guys think?
Oh my!
Do you guys think
Man.
anybody takes a chance on him and he gets a contract in the NHL? If not,
And that's
Lynn in Russia, where he.
All I know is
I
that-
actually hope. I wish he stayed with the Kings. Honestly, I liked him. As a
Yeah,
King.
he was.
He
I was surprised
pretty,
when they.
he
Yeah,
had
when
wheels
they,
on him.
Yeah, he stood
He had
out
wheels.
in a positive way for sure. That's why I was even surprised when all this came out. I was like, wait, what? He seems
Yeah.
so,
Wait.
like,
I
Was
How do we know Kopi ain't like that? How do we know? You know what I mean?
yeah. Who
We
wants
don't
to
know
read?
that.
Who wants
He
to read
is.
Dowdy's?
Hey, look at
Who wants to
Come
read
on.
Look how
Dowdy's
Mike-
DMs?
That was his private message. No one should have leaked that
Yeah,
out.
and
if I was
and
him, I'd beat
hopefully
that dude's
this-
ass who leaked that out.
Kopi,
Yeah.
unlikely. Kopi, no. Brownie, no. Dewey, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
But also,
It's-
Dowdy is peak bro.
it's kind of messed up though that the future of his career, the future of his career is in jeopardy because even though he's a good hockey player, dumb shit gets you in trouble and will probably not have you. No,
That's
I could say
And the
caca.
conversation was between his brother, and like his cousin or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Amongst friends.
See,
or
if it was
something.
my brother would get his booty beat. But it's just like,
So-
dude, like, what if he never makes an NHL no more? What if they actually keep him in minors? What if no one signs him? He has to go international.
Or-
He's gonna
okay.
make less money.
Or if he
There
does
is
go
one
to
team
the,
I hope signs him,
Ooh.
and that's the Vegas Golden Knights.
Well, what I'm saying, yeah, like if he were to get a deal, now does he have a target? Like, are players going
God
after
damn!
him?
I hope Vegas signs him just so.
Or just the players
Circle.
who were named in the like.
his own
you know,
teammates. He
I
was talking
feel-
about his own teammates.
well, here's the
I
thing.
feel the players that they were named that he talked crap about,
Because
they should handle it like,
Yeah.
man, everyone else should stay out of it. It's not anyone
I'm
else's
sure they've
business.
talked
If-
crap about each other though. Period. I mean, we don't know what.
If
goes
he's
on.
a
Yeah.
good enough player, he'll make the back in the league, no matter what. People have done stupider stuff and still in it, and all
Very
in
true.
sports right now.
But see, okay, he makes it back in the league though. But don't you, if we were put in his shoes, wouldn't you want to play in a team and still feel comfortable and by playing the game you love? I would
I
want to be
mean,
comfortable. I wouldn't
what's
want to
worse
be
than-
the black sheep in the locker room and everyone hates me.
I mean,
Yeah.
you remember the D'Angelo Russell, Nick Young situation back in
Yeah.
a couple of years ago?
remind us what
When
happened.
D'Angelo
D'Angelo
Russell,
Russell's a snitch.
You remind us.
What
I
happened
don't.
with this?
D'Angelo Russell recorded Nick Young on
Oh,
conversation.
yeah.
With
Snitch.
Iggy? With Iggy or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Iggy.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, Bustos. That's why you're back to it, Bustos. You always have those memories just waiting to go. But yeah, so it's weird. It's weird for one if someone's gonna take a chance just with the team on a PR level, or the player himself, because obviously it'd be interesting because we're saying like this is either locker room talk or this is just like private conversations. Do they still get held accountable? Oh, like on a league policing system for this kind of stuff? I don't know. It's not really happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's too. And another story situated like that also was Earl Thomas almost getting shot in the head by his wife.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! Earl Thomas was with another lady and the wife.
No, he was with his brother.
Wait,
but
I
did
didn't
you
know-
see?
Wait.
Go ahead, Christian.
I know about him getting, the gun pulled on him. What happened? I didn't know about this.
He
Please, somebody
got
tell me.
caught.
He had.
He got
he
caught.
had-
And go ahead. No, go ahead, Rico. You're cuter. Go
He
ahead.
was having a threesome, right?
Yeah.
With his brother and another chick, and his
Dude,
wife
no!
walked in. And his wife walked in, right?
Clap, clap.
Something
Something like that. Yeah.
But the funny part is, when I was reading this, they were going back to old tweets that he tweeted, And there was tweets like, "Oh man, I miss my brother. I love hanging out with my brother." And people were like, "This tweets hit a little more different now." But yeah, like, he had a threesome with another chick and his brother, and his wife walked in on him.
Age like
And she
milk.
put a gun. I think she put a gun up to
A
them.
gun to his head.
Yeah.
But you know, I think he made a comment, and I don't know if the NFL or Bleacher Report released it, but he said, "I got stiff armed by Derrick Henry. You really think a gun to my head's gonna scare me?" And I was like, "Damn!"
That's
He
funny.
also made I think he tweeted something too, saying something like, you know, after all these incidents, we were just asking for privacy. My family's asking for privacy. And I forgot what player or something tweeted back, said, "No, bro, you had a
Yeah, I
threesome with your
saw
brother
that.
and your wife caught you. We want to know
We wanna
details
know what
right now.
happened.
We want to know what happened."
I saw that too.
And like
I
he's another
have
one.
so many questions.
As good as a player he is, he's always been controversial. All the
Yeah.
time.
Remember
All the
that
time.
one block where he got punked and he got like pushed behind or something like that?
That's what Derrick Henry, he stiff armed him. And he
That
just
stiff
pushed
arm,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was
no.
like, Jesus Christ. Any more questions in the comments, guys?
No.
Earl,
What else?
Thank God it's good.
So
Earl
Steven
Thomas
says
really cheated on his wife in a threesome with another woman and his brother. Like,
I'm
Steven,
just waiting for like the Jerry Springer episode to come, you
right?
know?
Stephen Neal says wife kicked him out of the house because he had been drinking. So the brother got him an Airbnb for himself and Earl. They called some females over. Wow, that's the backstory, I guess. According to
mean-
Stephen
all
Neal.
right, I'm at the risk.
Steven was the cameraman.
Steven, then he followed up
That's how
saying
he
Earl
knows.
Snapchats this orgy.
Oh, I didn't know that's how he got caught.
Earl Snapchats this orgy going on, has his locations on, and that's how his wife found out and walked in.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Earl Thomas is Earl Thomas, without question, one of the dumbest people ever. God,
Shout
what
out
are
to
you
Steven
doing?
for the backstory on this whole situation.
I
Thank
totally
you, Steve.
forgot about
All
that.
right, so
I mean, there's stories you can hear about this crazy stuff of wives and girlfriends of what famous athletes. You can always make a whole bunch of
man.
Jerry Springer episodes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Like,
there's a whole TMZ Sports. Like it's a tabloid devoid of just
Tiger
sports.
Woods and his
Yeah.
wife
Hey,
crashed.
Earl
I
Thomas
feel
is
sorry.
an idiot.
I do feel sorry for Jay Cutler when his ex-wife
The divorce
sees
is going on.
No, don't feel bad for him. He's the man. Give him a crown. Give him the crown right now. He got out of there on foot. My man.
I feel sorry because Jay Cutler's gonna get his ass roasted by her on TV.
No, he's not.
Where'd you pick him up?
No, he's not. Rico with the greatest background ever, my man.
Why?
That's why.
Oh my God.
My
Space
man.
Windu.
Okay, that's enough of this.
Right?
Shut
I feel like we covered most of our subjects today.
I'm
Baseball,
not done yet.
hockey,
I'm
football.
not done yet with Earl Thomas.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
really?
Mute him.
Mute
There's
his
Hey,
so
mic.
many people.
Christian, just to
Mike.
summarize it: threesome, Airbnb, orgy, wife with a gun. That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's all you gotta know, bro.
That's Earl Thomas looking back at his brother right now.
I'm the brother. That's his wife.
On that note,
Yeah.
That's the wife of the brother.
on that note,
that's great.
Well,
great.
all right,
Oh,
guys. A
dude.
fun episode as always. Obviously we'll be back next Monday, 8 o'clock, same time. Shout out to everyone who
Rose
are
cremation.
watching.
I'll be probably doing the same thing
Well,
again.
okay,
going.
yeah. Let's do our sponsor one last time. This is what Christian gets paid the big bucks for. Bring us home, Christian.
As always, every Hooligan Sports podcast episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Rose Cremation Services in the wonderful city of Bellflower. And as always, Rose Cremations wants you all to think about tomorrow today.
There it is.
Guys,
Shout
one
out
more
Rose
thing.
Cremation.
Look at this.
Is that Johnny Hecker?
No, Alana made this for me for
That-
my
it's that-
the wedding. Remember?
That damn Carol Baskins.
Dude,
we should
look
put
at
your
my
number
tattoos are on
and
and
name on it.
we should. My last name is in the back.
I can see.
Oh my
Oh my
god,
God.
that's amazing.
But yeah, guys, how could I forget our sponsor? Yeah, so if you guys, for real, this is not a joke. If you guys need any funeral cremation service, give our sponsor, because then in return they treat us better. They hook us
They
up.
do.
There's like a referral program. Every
We
time we go over there, we
If you
get
have a family member that's not going to make it through the Ronas, call
yeah.
Rosie.
There's only one place to go. Don't
Because we all know the Ronas
I
doesn't
don't,
miss.
I don't know, man. Sorry.
The Ronas don't miss.
They really don't.
No.
I didn't
Doesn't
even say
miss.
that one.
So everybody,
I'm
if you're
bored.
watching, don't forget to subscribe. I feel like most of you guys who are watching already are subscribed.
Don't
But
Snapchat your location if you're having an orgy.
if you're having an orgy,
Just common tips from Hooligan Hockey.
It's very simple. If you're gonna go out and have an orgy, and when you're clapping multiple cheeks,
turn
Don't
location,
Snapchat it with your
Off
location.
your
Turn
location.
locations off.
uninstall Snapchat.
do not put the geotag. I know you want to put the geo filter and look cool.
Oh,
Do it.
Have your little Bitmoji on the map right there.
Just
do
don't.
it. Just don't.
That's
do
what incognito mode is for.
it. Wow. He's about to end this podcast on incognito mode.
Stay on incognito mode, baby.
So yeah, next week's episode, Monday, 8 p.m.
I'll probably get stuck doing the same thing, working
We're gonna
and
get
coming
hungry
in.
still,
Just
but-
quit, bro.
right?
This is more important. Quit, collect a stimulus check, and unemployment. You're good.
Get that.
Uncle Donnie got you.
I've done that
that
too
Donnie
long.
money.
Get your
Get the Uncle Donnie money.
Murder hornet money.
Yeah, you get your murder hoarder money.
Yeah.
Baskin
Okay.
bees.
I'll
There's-
talk to you guys later. I gotta do some stuff.
So
Oh,
everyone,
he's
thanks
going-
for watching.
He's going
Don't
incognito
forget
mode,
to
guys.
Subscribe. Visit the website hooligansports.net. Until
Support
next
your
time,
local hooligans.
support your local hooligans. What is it? Chick-fil-A time?
Chick-fil-A.